Shalom. Shalom. This is Fallen Yahshua. Welcome again to the Rock. Right now, I am in my okra slash squash slash I don't know what else the heck I planted in here garden. As you can see, we got some squash in here. Some nice sizable squash. We also got the burgundy okra. I know some have asked for seeds, and yes, as soon as I'm leaving some on the stalk, I'm letting them be age and dry off on the stalk, and yes, we will have okra seeds. I'm also picking weeds, and then you can see the glistening sweat. Yeah, by the sweat of my brow, I am eating. So I'm picking weeds for this reason. As you can see, I throw my weeds to my hens. So I go through and I weed an area, and every once in a while I'll weed. I come and throw it to them. These are all my hens. I have a couple roosters in here. And then these we just transferred in. Look at these little guys. Let me see what we got here. We got 3 in there. All these boxes. We got several in there. We got a lot in there, and there. And then we have, also I have more boxes on the top, but you can't see the eggs in them. Over here, excuse me guys, excuse me. See all those roosters on the outside trying to get in? We also have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes in here. And over there you can see some of my goats. If you can see a couple of my goats over there. There's a couple of them over there. The rest of them are in the sunnier part, eating some of the foliage on the ground. But why is it today that it seems that people focus on what kind of gun they have, what kind of armor they have, how to protect yourself, how much ammo you have, how many rounds you have. Make sure you have enough magazines. Make sure you keep them loaded. Oh, you better have the right type of tactical vest. Oh, you're going to want M-lock on your AR-15. What kind of web gear you have. People focus all day about that. And the one thing that they don't have is simple food. They have not produced food. You can see right here all the squashes. Right there, right there, right there, back there, right there, right there. Food. It sounds so simple. Look at those right there. In there. More right there. Food. Oh, jeez. You can see those two right in there. Food. It does no good to rant and rave about, oh, look at my fig tree. Now, I can't eat it for the first 3 years, but this one's bearing fruit, so this is year 1. Also, I have a pear tree over here that has borne fruit. It's year 1. But so many people are so worried about what kind of gear they have. And I ask myself the question, what is the purpose of having all the gear if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the calories you're producing, if you're not eating? See, the purpose of me having the gear is to protect my family, but also to protect what I have. But it does no good to have the gear if you're not going to have the energy. You hear people, they'll do video after video after video after video of how to camouflage and how to conceal and look at mine. This is another thing I don't understand is people who go around and show, this is how you're going to build your underground, fighting position. Look, here's my fighting position. Mine faces my driveway, and they show you everything they got. And they're showing you exactly how they're going to combat any sort of, it's amazing. It lets me know that, yeah, a lot of people use YouTube as a de facto reality show. It's like doomsday preppers. It's what's going to sell. But let's get to the reality. The reality of a large portion of preparedness is acquiring food and acquiring the things you need. Most people don't even have skills. The only skills they have is knowing how to camouflage something and knowing how to do a quick reload with the AR-15 or a quick reload with their AR or AK-47. They spend more time. You see people doing video after video after video, practicing how to do a quick transition from your primary to your secondary weapon. How to do a quick magazine change. And you sit and you look at them, you're like, but you don't know how to have food. You don't have any food. You don't have any skills. You can't even barter because you have nothing to barter except your ammunition and your firearms. And if you think that you're going to spend a crap-as-the-fan situation like Rambo or Chuck Norris running around from skirmish to skirmish, from firefight to firefight, you're going to end up like a lot of people in the hood do. Dead. Dead. The ones who are going to have a prolonged life are the ones that are going to be able to, as much as they can, lay low and stay in conditions and stay in situations that they know. That'll be their homestead or their home. They're not talking about trying to go out. They're more worried about protecting what is theirs. But see, you have to have something to protect. So a lot of people are going to be on the offensive, and you're going to find out what it's like to be in the offensive. You're going to find out your offensive in a crap-as-the-fan situation is not the same offense as it is in the military. You may not have that supply chain bringing you supplies. And there are going to be many, many other people out there like you who are going to be running around desperate. This is why I try to avoid that desperation. I plan. When I prepare, sure, I don't get the opportunity to make a ton, and nor am I going to make a ton of glorious videos showing off what kind of equipment I have, showing off my ammo stash and my magazine stash and my firearm stash. Look at my guns. You look at their guns and their guns all look brand new. Ain't never been fired. Look at my tactical vest and their tactical vests. They're freshly spray painted, but they have not actually put their vest through any sort of trial or tribulation to see is it even going to hold up. It's about showing off what it is you have instead of actually taking a realistic approach to all of this. A realistic approach is your primary ideas are going to be having real skills, first aid, food preparedness, how to store food, how to produce food, how to keep your clothing in a long-term situation, how to keep your clothing, or how to repair your clothing, whether it be seamstress skills, sewing skills, knitting skills. Can you take seeds and produce food? Do you have a way to get protein? Do you have a way to get calcium? Or is it all about what kind of firearm you have? How much ammunition you're stockpiling? You see channel after channel of that. And I know it's not sexy to come over here and be like, hey, shalom, brothers and sisters, this is following Yahshua. Hey, come look. You need to make sure that you are producing some sort of food. I know that's not sexy. I know eating for some reason is not sexy. I know it's a lot sexier to model around in your gear. I know that's a lot sexier. But what is realistic? You're probably going to be spending a lot more time trying to acquire food to eat. You're probably going to only be deploying, well, hopefully, those firearms in protection of what you have. If you are going on the offensive with your firearms, believe me, you're going to get got. My only hope is that we refocus to the things that matter most. How is your family going to eat? Are you really going to be a war fighter? Have you played too much Call of Duty? Is that what it is? You played Fortnite, and Fortnite's not realistic, so you just turn to Call of Duty and you like, playing, what do they call those things? Battlegrounds, whatever they call them now, where, everyone, like the death match? Is that what it is? Realism is this. Do you know how many calories it's going to take for you and your body to run? How many people are actually in shape enough to, guys, you're way up in that tree. You are way up there. Do you even know how many calories it's going to take? Are you even in the shape to walk that distance? To carry the gear that you're going to need? This is why I don't get caught in the unrealism. Sure, it's fancy. Sure, it's cool. Sure, people like showing off what they have, which I don't agree with that either. I'm more worried about my family eating. I got them out of the population center so I don't have to turn into Chuck Norris. Now I have the beautiful blessing of being able to provide food for my family so they can eat good, healthy, nutritious food. Organically grown food. Eggs, chicken, milk. That to me is a lot more important than spending, the next $1,500 so you can get another AR-15 and 1,000 rounds when you've already got 5 AR-15s. But you need this one now. I want to be able to come on here. Are we really concerned about actually offering some sort of viable help? Or are we simply just here to entertain others? Are you simply here just to entertain? To be a clown? Or are you actually trying to give information that can help somebody else? No, nobody's going to take all my information, nor am I asking anybody to. I'm not asking anybody to take any of my information. Just consider what is being said. What is more important? Having the first aid capabilities, having real skills, learning how to build, learning self-sufficiency, learning how to take care of livestock, how to take care of animals, husbandry, taking care of food, growing food. Is that more important? Or is making another video about what kind of gear I have? I mean, you can do videos on communications. You can do videos, there are so many things you can do videos on, but you can tell what the mindset of certain people are. They just want to get into a firefight on their property, next to their property, with their family in their house. That's their dream. I want to deploy because I spent $25,000 acquiring my collection. I want to deploy it now. Honestly, I just want to live a quiet and peaceable life. That's why I came way out here. That's why I brought my family out here. That's why I grow my food. I try to minimize me having to go in to the city so I can just be out here, be at peace, be with my brothers and sisters, fellowship. Not try to relive my days in the hood, or for some of my other friends, they are not trying to relive their days in the military. Oh, they have protection. We have the ability to protect ourselves. But more importantly, we're about doing the word of Yah, providing for our families, learning skills, and being about our Father's work. I ask, with most of these channels, are you really trying to help? Or are you just there trying to entertain them? Because I know guns and ammo and gear is more sexy. I know it's more sexy. But what are you going to need? What skills are you going to need more? The ability to produce? And I mean this sincerely. What skills are you going to need the most? I'm ending with this question. Are you going to need the skill to produce or the skill to go out and forcibly acquire? I know you're going to need the skill to defend, but what are you going to need to do more? Produce or go out there and forcefully acquire? And if you say produce, then let's see more on production. I know those videos don't get a whole lot of views. But as for myself, I am firmly attracted to videos and watch videos where people are showing their gardens, showing what they're doing. Because whether or not you understand it or not, we're headed that way right now. Food prices are going up. We're headed that way right now. And I tell you one thing, every day, well, almost every day, but every day, you need food and you need clean water. Bless y'all. I hope this hits somebody. Shalom.